According to San Jose University for Greek Life History, on December 5th, 1776, at William and Mary College in Williamsburg, Virginia, the first fraternity for men was formed, only 5 months after the Declaration of Independence. There's more to Greek life than what is on the movies. There's a long-standing history in the United States and a long-standing charity aspect. Today, I will tell you about why Greek life is not like the movies, about the history, and about the philanthropy behind it. Now that I've told you about what I'm speaking about, let's move to my first point. When wanting to join a sorority or fraternity, there is a process called formal recruitment. It spans over 2 to 3 days, where you go to each house, eliminating houses. By the end of the week, you will have one house left where you will get a bid to it. This will involve no alcohol, no boys, and fraternity cases, no girls. You don't just show up to a house and say, I'm rushing this house, and join. In recent TV history, the show Scream Queens has become one of the most popular shows. In the show, the dean is trying to get out the university's top sorority. This is not a thing. The governing body of the chapter is the president, and above the president there's advisors, and above the advisors is the National Council. Kate Budenick from LAweekly.com states, the national organization keeps track of things like every member's GPA, what the chapter GPA is, and how many members they've received so far, and everything related to the smooth operation of the chapter. Every rule and bylaw comes from the chapter's national council, and they must abide by these rules to be able to stay as an active chapter of the university. Now that I've told you about why it's not like the movies, let's move to the history. As I've told you before, the first fraternity was founded in 1776. It is known as Phi Beta Kappa. St. Jose website said, Phi Beta Kappa had all the characteristics of today's fraternities: a motto, a ritual, a badge, principles of high idealism, a bond of friendship and camaraderie, an urge to share the organization's value through expansion to other campuses. It took 75 years for the first fraternity for women to come around. That would be Alpha Delta Phi. Is counted as the first sisterhood for women in 1851. After the next year, the Philomathean Society, also known as Phi Mu Fraternity, was found. After that, a series of fraternity for women, now known as sororities, came to be. Patrick Darley from the GreekAdvisory.com says, there are more than 750,000 undergraduate members, 12,000 chapters, and 800 campuses in the U.S. and Canada. That's a lot of Greeks. 71% of all who's who in America is Greek. 69% of all presidents and vice presidents since 1825 have all been Greeks, including the cabinet, president, vice president, Senate, and Congress, even some of the astronauts. Now that I've told you about the history of Greek life, let's move to philanthropy. The philanthropy at Tech is strong. Each chapter has their own philanthropy that they represent, such as Girl Scouts of America, Children's Miracle Network Hospitals, Alzheimer's Research, and Domestic Violence Awareness. Each house will throw philanthropy events such as Phi Mu's Dodgeball Tournament, Kappa Delta Shamrock Run, Alpha Chi Omega's Light the Lady, and Sigma Kappa's Kickball Tournament, as well as sororities throwing philanthropy events. So do the fraternities, like Kappa Sigma's Walk a Mile in Their Shoes, Sigma Nu's Paintball Tournament, and Pike's Softball Tournament. Every spring, there is a competition called Greek Week, which all fraternities and sororities participate in. Over the course of the week, you raise money for the Med Camps of Louisiana. This past year, $12,000 was raised through the game's Penny Wars, where you put pennies in the buckets for positive points. Now that I've told you about what Greek life truly is, I have showed you it's not like the movies. It has a rich history in the States, and it has a ton of philanthropy. Thank you so much.